Alright. Hello. Welcome back. It's me, Andrew, and here's John, and we're out here for the third episode of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. We're going to start the second case today. I'm sure it'll be like 8 hours long, and it'll take us 4 streams to do, but here we are. Let's not waste any time.
Kill me!
Oh my god. This was such a marathon last time.
So what do you think the contrived excuse for us being in Britain is going to be?
In a corner of that small, dark room,
I think I know what it is. We'll find out.
With bated breath.
Sholmes.
In time, there came from the ventilator a hiss and a soft, almost growl-like sound. Suddenly, Sholmes sprang into action, lashing furiously with his cane at a point in the darkness. "You see it, Wilson?" he yelled, his tense voice reverberating through the air. I raised my dark lantern shutter, and the room slowly came into view. Sholmes was staring intently at one particular corner.
Oh, his face looks like a skull.
Yeah.
Because of, like, the big mustache.
Yeah.
The victim's most perplexing final words. The speckled band. I believe this is the terrible coil to which she referred, Wilson. In front of us was an enormous adder, its fangs bared as it threatened to strike. It truly was the most terrible speckled band I had ever seen.
So, Wilson was the name of the victim in the first case, right? It was John Wilson? And isn't it supposed to be Dr.
Shit!
Yeah. Is it supposed to be Dr. John Watson? So I like...
Yeah.
And so it's Sholmes.
Because I know that, like, Holmes' assistant
mystery.
Yeah.
And discover what events led
is like a girl for some
Pray, do
reason.
excuse me. The cabin door was bolted from the inside when the man was killed. No marks to suggest the bolt was tampered with in any way. So, this would appear to be a locked room mystery.
Isn't that bolt clearly
In
like
his final
smashed
moments,
off the door?
victim scrawled a message on the floor. Almost certainly with the ink from this upset bottle.
Oh, you don't say,
A
Holmes!
Russian word. So the victim was a Russian man then. And the letters are well formed.
There's definitely something in the mirror.
He was compos mentis at the time. This is a most extraordinary script. And evidently not penned by the same hand as this message. In fact, I deduce it was written by someone of a different nationality.
What's going on?
This paper seal was placed just prior to the incident, by the victim himself, I would venture. Well, what have we here?
Who are you, and what do you think you're doing here?
No one must touch before maritime
I didn't know we had voice acting cameos in this.
Yeah.
In less than 5 seconds from now, I will reveal the killer to you.
What? Don't be absurd. This is murder. And in cabin locked from inside.
Ah yes, the locked room. But that mystery is paper thin.
You don't mean the culprit is in there?
That's what she sounds like?
Who are you, and where have you come from?
I'm a great British consultant detective, the only one in the world. Sherlock Sholmes. I presume you must have heard of me.
Why not just make him Sherlock Holmes?
Yeah. Well,
He's in the public domain.
I think he's like... Not like a joke character, but like... He's like a punching bag, kind of, in this. Doesn't, like,
Holmes
really
could be a
jive.
punching
Yeah.
bag.
One sec, let me pick something over here. There we go. Ugh, my head is starting. What's going on? Something's not right here. There's trouble in the air.
Oh god, are we gonna be the accused murderer again?
That seems to be what's going on. Wait, I can't move.
Fuck.
Ah, what is this perspective? Why am I in handcuffs?
Hey, let's not kink shame.
Do you call me
Holmes.
Sholmes? Yeah.
So you're awake? So you wake up now?
Oh shit!
Oh, no,
Damn
it's,
it! I slept Russian.
We had to drag you out of wardrobe. I do not believe how you could not wake up. You are true-blooded man, cold-blooded man.
You.
You? Oh.
You found me then.
We found you, and now you pay. Criminal! How long you hiding in that wardrobe,
Ugh, sorry.
Now you have been found. It is time you admit your crimes. Unless you want to find out how cold the ocean is.
No. I'll tell you everything. Is this Sherlock? I don't know. I'll be the other sailor if you be
Okay.
Sherlock. All right.
There's only one thing I'd like to know from you.
Isn't that? God damn it!
Damn it! Well, I'm still hurt.
Yeah.
Oh wait, it just cut out. Why did you do it? Why did you take his life? Oh my god! Why are we constantly the defendant?
Yeah, is that going to be every case in this game? Is going to be us being accused? Mr. Zato. Wait, what did you just say? Take his life? Where is he? Where's Kazuma?
He's... Ha! You pretend you do not know. You are wolf in sheep's built. You are the killer. Do not try to make excuses.
What?
Kazuma-sama's body was discovered not long ago. Here in this very cabin that was bolted shut from the inside. Wait, is Kazuma our friend?
Yeah. Yes.
That helped us?
Yeah, Kazuma was the bandana guy.
What?
Rip.
Please. Do not try to tell us you were doing this terrible thing in your sleep.
Kazuma's dead? But he can't be dead. He was too cool. And these handcuffs. Surely you don't think I did it.
I have to know. Why did you take Kazuma-sama's life? Answer me, please!
No. No!
You cut out. It was great.
Good. Perfect. Kazuma. It was just 2 short weeks ago.
Oh my god.
What if this flashback is the entire trial? Are you sure about this? Won't we get in trouble? No, we can be together. No one will know. Ha 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 ha! Don't you find it fun being a stowaway? Besides, how else could you come to England with me to study? To study. It's really something else when they brought your luggage in here earlier, though. The way that Russian group just tossed your traveling case onto the floor. I thought I was gonna die. Yes, I still can't quite believe that. I really didn't think you'd be able to fit inside my trunk. That's what she said. You must be even less of a man than you look. That's also what she said.
Oh, sick burn.
Hey, honestly, I thought I'd broken every bone in my body. Well, it's about 50 days until we dock in Great Britain. Holy shit. Dude, I can't imagine a trip taking that long. Like, I struggle with trips that take like 50 hours. Like, 50 days?
Oh my god.
But if you confine yourself to my cabin here, I don't expect anyone will discover you. I hope not. I get the feeling those Russians wouldn't be very forgiving of a stowaway. They're a sturdy bunch, that's for sure.
Wait, so historically, Japan just wrapped up their war with Russia, and so now they're just using their boats for like travel? That seems odd.
It's probably like a civilian ship that just happens to be owned by a Russian company or something. I don't know.
I guess.
Or they just wanted to make cheap jokes about the Russian accent. What I want to know is, why do we need to keep it a secret from the young lady? From our faithful judicial assistant Mikotoba, you mean? From your close friend, more to the point. Surely we could confide in her, couldn't we? I don't believe she'd give me away. No, but if she knew what we'd done, that would make her guilty by association. It's best that only you and I know about this. I mean, really, isn't their crime just not paying for a ticket? Like,
yes.
Could they just pay for a ticket?
Well, I guess visas and things like that, I assume, still like existed at this point in time.
Oh yeah, that's
right.
True. That's true.
Yeah.
Jake says apparently these games are set in 1902. It was the Russo-Japanese War. That was 1904, 1905. So maybe not yet. Then.
Okay.
It's best that only you and I know about this. I suppose so. Anyway, it's about the time the steward is supposed to come and clean the cabin. I know it's cramped, but you better get in there, I think. It won't
Back in the closet you go.
Yeah, just stay in the closet. And anyway, compared to hiding inside my traveling case, it'll be a breeze. Yeah, but what if the steward decides to open the wardrobe for some reason? Then I'll be in for it. Stop worrying. I tell you what, why don't you write "keep out" or something on this piece of paper? What? Then I can stick it over the wardrobe doors once you're inside. I don't know. We've only been at sea for about 15 days. How could this have happened? We were supposed to be going on this adventure to England. Together. In the closet.
We leave you at next port. Stay quiet until then. Don't make more trouble for yourself.
What, where are they going to leave him? Like, the Seychelles or something?
Murderer?
No, I'm not a murderer.
Ah, you said before. You said you admit everything about your crime.
No, that's not right. That's literally not what I said. I mean, yeah, I did stow away on the ship, but murdering my best friend.
No one else could have done it. Admit the truth.
Suzada-san. Please, tell me what happened. I need to know.
Very well. But there is something I would like to ask you, too.
Those eyes. She looks like she's ready to destroy me. This nightmare is getting worse by the minute. I suppose all I can do is try to find out what really happened. Kazuna's death. He really has me killed, hasn't he? This isn't just a bad dream. And these handcuffs. They think I did it? Man, we're getting full value out of this. A 3D model. Like, this animation of the handcuffs, we're gonna use that constantly, aren't we? They think I'm Kazuma's killer?
When they found him, the cabin was locked from the inside.
What do you mean? If we turn around and there's a window, like, this mystery is gonna get really easy.
There's no access to the cabin via a porthole window, and the bolt on the door can't be operated from the outside. In other words, after the crime, the culprit couldn't have escaped 4 walls.
Could this be like, that one game we played? Where we got the...
We have played many games.
The one with the boat.
Oh! Where we, like, hid the body under the...
Yeah. Where,
like the bed or something?
Yeah. Or you sleep with a commander to get the key.
Yes. Oh my god.
Overboard.
Deep
That's
cut. This is actually a sequel to that game.
Yes. What?
Or to put it another way, the culprit can only have been somebody inside this cabin. Or do you have some other explanation?
This is impossible. How did he die then? What happened exactly?
Are you still going to deny the charge, even despite the circumstances?
Please, Susato-san, you have to tell me. Although, look at the shelf where everything is tipped over in the same way. That's gotta be important.
Oh, yeah.
The cause of death is still undetermined.
They don't know how he died?
The ship's doctor is examining the body, but of course, he has no post-mortem analysis experience. I don't suppose we shall learn more until an expert has been consulted at our next port of call.
So presumably that means there were no obvious external signs of injury then.
That's true, yes. And as the murderer, you would know that.
Yeah. Nice, I didn't leave a mark. I mean... Can anyone tell me what actually happened here in this cabin? I don't understand it. Why would anyone want to kill Kazuma?
Presumably that's something you know the answer to better than anyone.
Please.
Whatever you say. You were here in the cabin after all.
Well, yeah, I was, but...
He would always wake up before dawn and do his training first thing in the morning. His rugged, firm exterior. I was waiting outside his cabin as I have every day so far on this voyage. But this morning he did not come. I could sense that he wouldn't.
Does that mean he was already dead when Susato-san arrived at his cabin door, I wonder?
Does that also mean she's, like, psychic?
Yeah.
I knocked, but there was no reply.
There actually are psychics in the Phoenix Wright extended universe, so...
Oh my god.
like, she literally could be.
Then I started to become worried, so I went to find a member of the crew. The crewman forced the cabin door open, and when he managed to get inside... there was Kazuma-san collapsed on the floor.
Okay, what does that say? It's gotta be like a mirrored... or something. Is that Cyrillic?
Like, FAP, Delta, EPO 5.
Apparently, Jake says... it is, Cyrillic, and he also says that they're not psychics, they're spirit mediums.
Oh, my bad.
And Jake also says that Kazuma predicted the Delta variant.
Oh, God. Yeah, it was the government cabal.
Exactly. The Clintons took him out.
Yep.
And the white tape there now shows exactly where he was found, I suppose. I had no idea that anything had happened. I must have been asleep in the wardrobe somehow.
I wish it wasn't the case, but that's just very hard to believe.
This is all very hard to believe for me too, trust me.
Now I've told you everything that I know. So it's my turn to ask you a question.
She's just gonna ask why I did it, even though we're gonna say again we didn't do it. Yeah, alright. My head feels so heavy. It's still throbbing like anything. Stow away.
Why are you even on board the ship, Naruto-san? You said something before about being
a stowaway.
Didn't you?
Oh, yeah. I'm afraid that's true. It's 2 weeks since we left Japan now, and I've been shut up in this cabin the entire time.
I had no idea. But how could you have occupied Kazuma-sama's cabin for so long without him noticing?
Oh, he noticed, alright. If you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah.
No. That would have been impossible, obviously.
That facial expression was perfect.
Yes, of course.
Kazuma invited me. He wanted us to go to England together. Oh, man.
He actually asked you? But why?
I'm afraid I don't really know the reason myself. We just kind of, it just happened, and we kind of leaned into it. It was, it just felt natural.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Kazuma, why do you want this? What's the real reason? Why go to such
God.
extreme lengths to smuggle me to England with you? It's an idea that's been on my mind ever since the end of that incredible trial. You just look so hot up there. I think I told you then, didn't I? That you want to become a lawyer yourself. Well, yes, you did say that, but I didn't think you were serious. You have a talent for it. I can assure you of that. But I've never really thought about being a lawyer. Well, that's something you can decide for yourself. London is at the spearhead of cultural development, the center of the world, in many ways. There can't be any harm in seeing such an important place with your own eyes, can there? Well, no, definitely not. But on a personal level, if you were to become a lawyer, then what? Nothing. You know, maybe we can get married, I guess, but forget it. What?
Start a husband and husband law team. Take on the world together.
Kazuma he was always saying the same thing. That he wanted to change the Japanese legal system for the gays. Perhaps that he thought he could do that with you.
Yeah, maybe. But something's still bothering me a little. The look in his eyes, then. It was darker than I've ever seen it before. I spent a lot of time looking at his eyes. Susanoo-san, I'm sorry that we kept it a secret from you. By stowing away on the ship, I mean.
I know this is a visual novel, but I mean, come on.
Yeah.
If I met Kazuma-sama, I expect he was trying to protect me, to avoid me becoming guilty by association.
That's exactly right, yes. Word perfect, in fact. Last night. Oh, look, there's a vent.
Nice.
Look at that. In the top left of the screen. There's a vent. Oh my god. I solved the case. Get me out of these handcuffs.
That's fine. We'll have like 4,000 lines of dialogue before we can even talk about the vent.
If you're not the culprit, then tell me. What happened last night here in this cabin?
God, you want the PG version, or? Well, the thing is, I don't really remember.
Lots of X.
Kazuma brought me something to eat, just like he always did. If you know what I'm saying. And then I got myself into that wardrobe over there, just like I always did. After that, I...
Fell asleep?
Well, yeah.
So deeply that you didn't even stir when Kazuma-sama was killed?
Well, yes. I know it sounds unbelievable, really, I do. But it's the truth.
God, this animation.
Yeah, if only I'd woken up, then perhaps I wouldn't be in this predicament. For some reason, my head's still throbbing like anything. I'm sure you got hit in the head or something.
Oh, yeah. Or drugged or something.
Yeah.
It's like the 5th time we've mentioned that.
Is something wrong other than the fact that there's a murder?
Oh, no. Please, forget it.
Susanoo-san, you have to believe me. I didn't do it.
I really don't want to doubt you. But the trouble is, there is no one else who could possibly have done this.
I was gonna wait until we got married and then kill him to get his stuff. I'm not gonna... What's the point in killing him now?
Yeah.
Ugh. Kazuma, I don't understand. Why? Why did this happen?
Oh, that they would let the presumed killer just be in the room of the crime.
Yeah, why did they keep him here, not anywhere else on this ship? I can't take this.
Don't try to go anywhere.
Why is she not on screen right now? Oh, there we go.
You're the
perpetrator.
of this crime. You can't leave. I can't allow that to happen.
With what authority? A,
Yeah.
you're a woman in like a period of Japan.
We're on a boat and the laws don't apply. It's rapture. I can do whatever I want. I'm sorry. But Kazuma was killed right under my nose here, and I didn't do anything to stop it. Yeah, this boat's probably registered in Panama, which isn't even a country yet, I think. Don't worry about it. They can't prosecute
United
me,
States of
baby.
Central America or whatever.
It's probably, I think it's still Colombia.
Yeah.
I'm not sure when that happened. I'm not supposed to just sit around? Well, my hands tied in this animation while whoever did this walkthrough. No, I can't allow that to happen.
God, you can make a drinking game just out of this animation.
Well, why do you propose to do that?
I'm going to investigate. I'm going to find out exactly what happened here, because I have as much legal authority as I have as anyone else has on this boat.
Which apparently is quite a lot.
Yeah, I'm going to work out who took Kazuma's life and why they did it. So I'm sorry, but you're going to have to excuse me. Oh shit, we just got dead.
Wait, was that her?
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I'll skip that. What the fuck? What is that hitbox?
That was a Susanoo takedown.
A Susanoo what? What martial art form is that?
Quarter circle, X, triangle, quarter circle, square.
I'm going to need you to prove it.
Sorry, prove it?
Yes, your innocence. I need evidence.
But how am I supposed to...
Have you forgotten already what you achieved just a few weeks ago? You successfully defended yourself in court of law.
I see. So you expected me to present some conclusive evidence. Can I search first? I have to get
I also
Susanoo
like
to
to-
believe me.
Court record is a thing, but we're not in court.
Yeah. I'll show her some evidence right now that proves I'm not guilty of this awful crime. Yeah, this makes sense, because if we couldn't get back in the wardrobe and put the paper bag on, right?
Yeah.
Like, is there anything, You can see the remnants of the glue we used to stick this over the wardrobe doors. Although it wasn't proper glue, of course, we didn't have anything with us. What is it? What other sticky white substance do we have? So I pulverized some rice into a paste to use instead. To a stowaway like me, every single grain of rice represents precious rations. That's why I spread it as thinly as I possibly could. I couldn't bear to waste any.
Yes!
Tell me, when I was discovered in the wardrobe before, was this piece of paper stuck over the doors?
Us. Clearly.
I thought so. Kazuma always put it in place whenever I went to sleep in there. Just in case the cabin steward or another crew member decided to look inside. So naturally, he did the same last night as well.
Yes!
You're cutting out pretty bad.
Oh,
Yes, of course. The gentleman who discovered you peeled that
There you
sign
go.
from the wardrobe doors before he opened
Now you
them.
sound like Mickey Mouse. But if I were truly the culprit, I couldn't have climbed back inside the wardrobe and stuck this on the outside of the doors on my own.
Yes, that's quite true.
In other words, it's impossible that I killed Kazuma. And that's it. That's the whole case. Not guilty.
Solved.
Bam, gavel.
episode 3.
Yeah.
Well, even if you are sprawled hopelessly on the floor,
Please, I haven't gotten over
Contaminating
Kazuma yet.
evidence and the crime scene.
Yeah.
I can see why Kazuma-sama thought so highly of you.
Thank you, Susanoo-san. Now, do you think perhaps you could help me out?
Wait, is that like a bone on the ground?
Well, in the light of that evidence,
Oh, yeah, where it says history? I think it's a plate.
Yeah,
It
with
looks
like a
Yeah, I don't know what that is on there.
ham bone or something?
I don't see any reason why I should stop you from investigating, and here at least.
Thank you. So you finally believe me?
No. I'm sorry, no.
No, you need to prove someone else did it before I believe that you didn't do it. It's
Yep.
the only way. What?
I'm not sure yet. I can't rule out the possibility that you use some sort of conjuring trick to put the sign back in position.
Magic. What does she think I am? A magician?
For now, I'd suggest you investigate as thoroughly as possible in here.
Yes, contaminate the crime scene as much as possible.
Yep.
I'll do the same.
It'll be a competition. Alright, let's get to work, Susanna-san.
Please, don't misunderstand me.
I will kill you. I still have my doubts. Oh.
Sorry, Mary texted me.
It's okay.
She said, I'm not sure yet. John, 8/18/21, 6:33 CST, in a Mickey Mouse voice.
I shall be watching you to make sure you do nothing that might disturb the crime scene. I love you, Mary.
Oh.
I wouldn't want you using your conjuring tricks to destroy evidence, for example.
Right. Well, anyway, I should make a start on investigating in here. Examine everything I can. Kazuma, I swear, I will avenge your death. Let's examine. Oh, what? He's been in here the whole time? What?
Well, I guess one would hope.
Yeah, but like...
There's
Why-
some authority.
Why didn't it render him the entire time? Oh my god. Perhaps I should see what this Russian crewman makes of the scene of the crime. Excuse me.
What?
I was wondering how it's going. The investigation, I mean.
Grandmother told me Japanese people do not make jokes, but it is not true, I see.
Sorry?
The agreement asking investigator for information about his crime. Very funny.
Oh, what language are they speaking right now?
I don't know.
Yeah. Is it, like, are they speaking Japanese or Russian or
I think they're all speaking Japanese, right? Because like it established that when the British girl was speaking English, it was in cursive.
Yeah, but like, are they going to do that for the entire game for like all the characters? Like have the different...
Well,
that'd be cool, but like...
Yeah, but apparently everybody speaks Japanese. It's like Star Trek. Everybody just speaks English.
Exactly.
But it's whatever language it is to them.
Oh, it wasn't supposed to be a joke.
He doesn't appear to be laughing either. He's convinced you're guilty, like me.
Yeah. Might have useful information, though. I have to keep trying. So, last night, did you notice anything out of the ordinary at all?
Yet, of course not. Now back to corner of room and make silent. I say no more to you.
Did I hit a nerve? Just for a minute there, you seemed a little flustered.
Yes, because you're the accused of a crime, asking him questions.
Oh dear, that won't do.
Oh, what's the matter, Suzaru-san?
Whenever I'm examining things, I always find myself so focused I forget to look around properly.
Yes, that's not good.
I don't suppose you're as foolish as me in that regard, are you, Naruto-san?
But, oh, there's more, okay, there's more in the room than I can.
I'm sure you can carefully look all around using B and M, aren't you? Now, let's investigate all corners of this cabin!
Yes, let's do that. I suppose my field of vision has been rather small until now. I forgot I could turn my head.
Well, I assume we go from, what, right to left, since we already started with the sailor?
Sure.
And
So
it's Japanese.
This bone is... That's my dinner from last night. A roast chicken. It was really tasty. What the fuck is wrong with that chicken?
That's a very big chicken leg, or wing leg.
Yes, it was very delicious, wasn't it? But, did you eat it on the floor there?
Yeah, it was our thing. We're kind of into that. I'm not a dog, Suzaru-san. I ate at the table, of course. Yeah, totally, definitely. Which begs the question of when and how the plate ended up on the floor.
But Kazuma-sama didn't like chicken at all, did he?
No, that's right, so he didn't touch it. Which meant all the more for me.
Does that mean? Poor Kazuma-sama spent his last night on Earth with an empty belly? It's just too horrible.
I mean, that means that when he died, his bowels wouldn't have released anything. So.
Now I suddenly have a guilty conscience and an achy stomach.
Yeah, I was gonna say that tablecloth.
There's nothing on this table at all. The plate and cutlery are all over the floor for some reason.
Almost like there was a struggle on here. Yes, it's strange. Last night when I went to sleep, I'm sure everything was still... No, wait a minute.
What is it?
Hold on, so why did he just sleep, like, on the floor or something? Like, because if the room doesn't open from the outside, then they could have locked the room and he wouldn't have been discovered. He didn't have to sleep in the fucking closet. Right?
Andrew, you're thinking.
You're right. That's funny. I can't seem to remember anything about what happened after dinner at all.
So then perhaps you are responsible for what happened to Kazuma-sama.
No. Oh, right, so Jay points out that there's a red check mark when I've already checked something. That's convenient, so I don't keep checking the same thing. He's got the sword.
Kazuma-sama's precious sword! He never went anywhere without it!
Yes, he was always saying that a Japanese man's katana is his soul.
I had to work very hard to convince the government to allow him to bring it to the ship.
Guess that shows just how important it was to him. And now he's gone. I'm not ready to let his spirit go just yet.
What about the knife?
Yeah, I think it's part of the food. It's part of dinner, looks like.
Okay.
There's a chair or something. Investigated thoroughly, but I can't find anything out of place. Seigi. The Japanese word for justice. The brush strokes are straight and true, just like Kazuma. I don't know about that one.
Yes, his calligraphy always was a reflection of his heart. Yet can you really look at those characters without feeling shame, knowing who drew them so thoughtfully?
Of course I can. I mean, I'm innocent, so why shouldn't I be able to?
Even though you stood away on the ship?
Now you're gonna bring that up, are you? I can't win. God, all I do is commit a crime. People will say I committed a crime. What the hell? You stowed away on one ship.
And you're a murderer.
When I went for help, but the crewman forced the door open. This bolt had been firmly closed.
So, I bet like the ship tilted and that knocked over these books, and it also like slid the bolt back in.
But the ship would have had to tilt counterclockwise to knock everything over, but to open the door, it would have had to shift.
No, not to open, to close the door again.
Oh,
so like the door was opened, like someone came to visit the room or something, right? And then it opens the
boat
door.
shifted, closed the door, and locked
and then
it.
once he dies, the boat shifts to the left here, and the thing slides closed. That's my guess.
I dig it.
It's quite a small bolt and not particularly sturdy, and it just slides across to secure the door shut. Is that or the vent? Probably both. Like it probably will prove one, and there'll be some mistake, and we'll have to go back and prove the other one, something like that.
Yeah.
But still, with the door bolted, there would be no way to get in or out of the cabin. That's for sure. It's no wonder that they all suspect me. When she glares at me like that, I feel tense all up and down my spine. I remember reading once in a detective novel. The culprit used a needle and thread to draw a bolt across from outside the room in a situation just like this.
Yes, it's a clever trick, isn't it? I'm an avid reader of detective stories myself.
You can read?
What the fuck?
But the door of this cabin and its frame are made of metal, and they seal together perfectly.
Also, isn't it just a really bad idea for a door in a ship? Like, shouldn't it be openable from both sides? Like,
Yeah.
like maybe with like a key, I guess, but like that just seems like what if like the crew has to get in here? They have to break down the door every time.
I guess the captain takes the crew's privacy seriously.
Yeah.
There would be no possibility of using that needle and thread trick here, I'm afraid.
When she glares at me like that, I feel pins and needles all up and down my spine. Let's see. These are the rules of passage for travel aboard the SS Buria. It's essentially a list of... Oh, that's you.
It's a request from the captain to all passengers on board.
Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden. Wow, rude. What? Why are you staring at me?
Sorry, I was just thinking.
Of how guilty you are.
Are you more of a dangerous object or a pet?
Oh, a pet, definitely. 100%.
I can't decide.
Well,
Somehow I feel like the whole pet thing is going to be like, just like how the other one where we solved the mystery of the stolen coin, it'll probably be, we'll also have to like prove that someone stowawaying a dog.
Yeah, it'd be like the dog like jumped on the captain and made him turn the wheel and tilt the ship around, something like that.
Yeah.
Either way, I wasn't supposed to be in here. Shelf, I guess. The books have fallen over on the shelf. Look, they've all toppled the same way.
And what's this? A statue of some god of the sea? Although he's fallen over as well.
Yes, it's almost as if the whole shelf has been ransacked and everything mown down at once.
I wonder if... Perhaps it was Kazuma-sama doing his morning sword training, do you think?
I seriously doubt it.
Then perhaps... It was you, Naruto-san, in a fit of rage.
No! I wouldn't have bothered leaving the wardrobe just to mess with a few books and a statue. Could the way these things have been thrown about have anything to do with the case, I wonder?
Yes.
Yep.
Well, I'll just set everything straight again. I don't like to see a mess.
I'm gonna mess with the crime scene! I'm sure this will come back to bite us at some point. The fact that she's just done that. What do you think this is? It looks like a broken piece of glassware. Or whatever the thing was, it appears to have broken clean in two, like the sword hit it. So someone will have the other head.
The glass is such a beautiful color. It looks like a cute little Netsuke fastener from a kimono outfit.
I'm not sure that sounds like Kazuma. He wouldn't have secretly carried a cute little trinket like this around with him, would he?
And the mark beside it, what is it, I wonder? It's a sort of brick-like hue.
Yes, you're right. It's the color of brick, isn't it? On this brick boat. Even though I don't see anything that's the same color anywhere else in the cabin.
It's a very large traveling case, isn't it?
Yes, it carries a lot of memories for me.
Memories? What do you mean?
Well, that's actually how I stowed away on this vessel. I was brought on board inside that case.
Ah, yes. I see it says this way up in Japanese.
In hindsight, I should have realized the foreign crewmen wouldn't be able to read. I was turned over and over and over, and then I was tossed on the floor in here.
Oh dear, being a stowaway isn't as romantic as it sounds.
Oh, believe me, it was very romantic. Well, it was less
Wait,
painful
that
than
also
it is
brings
other
up a
things
good
then.
point. How would they have known not to open the cabinet?
I think
It
that
was in
the-
Japanese.
Yeah, that was the flaw in their plan.
Yeah.
Did Kazuma write that before he died? It looks like it's written in ink.
He must have knocked the ink pot from the desk when he collapsed on the floor. Then I suppose he wrote this message by dripping his fingers on the spillage. Poor Kazuma-sama. No doubt he was in terrible pain. It's almost unbearable to imagine it.
I suppose he was trying to leave some kind of a clue in his final moments. But was he? I'm sorry, partner, but I can't read your writing.
I don't think that's Japanese, Naruto-san.
What? Then what language is it? There's other languages?
It pains me to admit it, but I don't know.
It's not a foreign script I'm familiar with. It's definitely not anywhere else in this room. What does it mean, I wonder? Can we ask the Russian guy?
Can you click on like what looks like the candlestick and stuff?
This is where Kazuma-sama would have sat whenever he was writing.
Was that what I clicked on? Here, the desk on the left?
No, like under the sailor's feet, there's like a candlestick and things like that over there.
London Diary. Poor Kazuma. He didn't even make it to his destination.
It looks as though his last entry is incomplete.
Which means what? He was in the middle of writing it when the incident happened? Let's see what it says. It could be a valuable clue.
That's a question.
What?
Only I can tamper with evidence.
Yeah.
Kazuma-sama may have departed this world, but you must not read his private thoughts.
But what if it's something important? Something relevant to the case?
Oh.
Alright, I won't read it. Oh my god.
Poor Kazuma-sama.
I don't like prying into people's personal matters either. But in this case, isn't the need for clues more important? Alright, don't take that. This stuff right here?
Yeah, that's weird.
It's just not important, I guess. It's stuff that fell over.
Oh.
I guess I gotta do this. Let's go to the vent and see what's up here.
I think some kind of opening for a ventilator. A hole through which fresh air can circulate into the cabin.
Isn't that a little odd?
What do you mean?
Well, this ventilator, if that's what it is, looks like it must connect to the next door cabin.
Yes, it would appear to. You're right.
But if its purpose is to allow fresh air into the room, surely it should be connected to the outside.
That's true. Perhaps it's so that rain and spray don't find their way in where the seas are rough, or something like that.
I suppose. Maybe that's it.
What?
Who's that? Wasn't there a minute ago? As far as I can tell, it looks like he might be European. John? You've noticed the man too, have you? I have no idea who he is or how he got in here, but he looks suspicious and tall. Suspiciously tall.
No. Wait.
You can hear me, right?
Yeah, you're kind of kind of cutting out, but yeah, I can hear you. Okay.
In this case, do you really know who that is? Just that way I don't cut out.
Okay. Well, no, I don't have any foreign friends or acquaintances at all.
I have no friends.
He doesn't look like a member of the crew. There's something very unusual about him. Is he investigating Kazuma's desk, or is he just playing on it? I can't tell.
Well, in that case, we simply must talk with him.
Am I just imagining it, or does Susanna's hand look almost uncontrollably excited?
By the way, I expect you've noticed already, but just in case, if you press Spacebar. On people when they're in crosshairs, you can converse with them.
Alright then, I'll get that suspiciously tall gentleman in my sights and see what he has to say for himself.
Oh, please do.
I'm gonna look around the rest of the room first, so we get any clues.
This is, yes, it's a bell cord contraption, I think.
What do you mean, contraption?
I read about it in a book I was studying that talked about life in Great Britain.
Susanoo, your voice keeps changing. Are you alright?
I'm going through the change. Large households often have bell cords like this, which can pull to ring a bell to summon servants.
Really? That sounds almost magical. Shall we give it a little try?
Yes! And the cost research, obviously. I suppose nobody comes for lowly Japanese people.
No, I'm sure it's everyone is busy. That's all. Racism isn't real. Nothing on the bed. Okay, I think we're almost done.
The wardrobe, yeah.
It's some 2 weeks since we've set sail from Japan. Have you really been living in that wardrobe the entire time, Naruto-san?
I've been in the closet for a lot longer than 2 weeks. I tell you that much. I think living isn't quite the right description.
Oh. Poor Naruto-san.
Suppose not. Although it must have been rather exciting making this voyage in your own secret hideout.
The trouble was, I never knew when a member of the crew might come in. We could lock the door, dude. So yes, I did basically have to live in the wardrobe. And last night was no exception.
And because of that, you had no idea what was happening out here in the cabin.
No, sadly not. Here we already got the vent, Jake. That's what triggered Sherlock to come out. Or Herlock. I think it's everything. So we can talk to him. Excuse me. Excuse me, do you have a moment?
This place is a critical point in my investigation.
Maybe I should leave him alone. He seems a little unfriendly.
Yes, perhaps that would be for the best.
All that hype to get blown off?
Greetings! I hope I haven't kept you long.
What exactly were you doing on Kazuma's desk just now?
Oh, I see. Fascinating.
Sorry, what do you see? Feels like he's looking right through me.
Oh yes, everything is clear now. The train of reasoning has run its course. My deductions have crystallized. You have been in Afghanistan, I perceive. Just recently returned, if I'm not mistaken.
Topical.
Oh, that's yeah.
So funny. Sorry, what?
And now, whilst venturing towards foreign climes, you find yourself in a most troubling predicament.
Oh, well, that's true at least.
But how?
How the do know that, perhaps? It was really a most elementary deduction, hardly worth explaining.
Have you perhaps managed to deduce anything else?
But of course, a great many things. There's no mystery, my dear madam. For example, you have fled your native land of Russia, being, as you are, a merciless revolutionary.
Ah, how do you know? I'm going to cease the means of production.
You leave 16 victims of assassination in your wake, and now travel to England to blow up the Crystal Tower.
Is this a place called the Crystal Tower in England?
Not anymore. I guess it was blown up.
Yeah, I guess some Japanese guy blew it up.
And when the Barabond, occupant of this very cavern, discovered your identity, you ended his life, too. Yes, I believe that summarizes the facts beautifully. No need to hide the truth now. Nothing deceives these eyes.
Just to be clear, you are talking about me, are you?
Certainly I am. Do you see another in this cabin who fits the bill? A Russian assassin with 16 victims to his name?
I don't even see one person who fits the bill.
It's Sasato.
Yeah.
So it's true. It was you who did this to Kazuma-sama.
Yes, I've been a Soviet agent the entire time.
Hello!
Hello, I am Ace Attorney.
And you're plotting a revolution.
I will seize the means of justice.
It's shameful behavior. Naruto's son, absolutely wicked.
Oh my god.
No, listen, there is no way I... It's funny how every time you knock me over, I make exactly the same angle.
Now explain yourself. Tell me every...
This is ridiculous.
How could you do it?
For fuck's sake, open your eyes. I'm not a Russian revolutionary, obviously.
Oh, forgive me.
And as for you, what kind of deduction was that? You were just saying the first thing that came into your head.
Ah, but was I not right? As venturing towards foreign climes, you do find yourself in a most troubling predicament, do you not?
Well, yeah, maybe.
Ha! There you have it. You see? What do you make of that?
Well, to be honest, the ship is en route to England, and I'm in handcuffs at the scene of a murder. So I'm not really sure you could call that deduction. It's more plain observation.
Well, and for all the people playing at home, drink. He did the handcuff animation. Indeed, an observation, my dear boy, is the basis of all deduction. My method is founded upon the observation of trifles. You see, I announce my findings with a brassy certitude. And more often than not, I'm right.
Huh. I don't think you introduced yourself.
How remiss of me. I'm no other than the greatest detective of the century, known to men and women the world over. The inimitable Herlock Show. Coke Fiend.
Yeah.
So, it's really you, the actual Herlock Sholmes.
The very same, the imitable actual Herlock Show.
Do you know
Do you know?
Sorry.
It's okay.
The most famous detective in the world, Naruto-san. Of course I do. There's nobody who hasn't heard of him.
What planet have I been living on then?
We must ask him what he's deduced.
I know. Really? I think we already made that clear.
We all worked out the entire case already, I'm sure.
He did. It was
Yeah,
wrong.
he thinks we're an Afghan-Russian revolutionary.
Really? Why do I feel uneasy about this? Great detective. So, you're a great detective, are you? Sorry, what was your name again? Oh my god.
Indeed, I'm no other than the one and only Herlock Sholmes.
Oh, I see. You're German? Locke, was it?
No, I have no hair. I mean, I have hair. Please call me Sholmes. You can read all about my exploits in the exciting London publication.
rants magazine full of wonderful short stories and interest articles from Great Britain. I never miss an issue. I have it sent from England especially. That would be expensive.
Yeah. Yes, here it is. The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. So you're the protagonist in a series of short stories, then? Wait, and you've read so many of your own stories, you started to think you really are a detective? Wait, I'm so confused about this.
Oh my god, he's like the actor from the Sherlock Holmes game.
Yeah, that one guy who's like trying to be Sherlock Holmes?
Yes.
This is weird. I don't understand, like, what space, like, I don't know what's going on here.
Make no mistake, I'm not the poor, deluded fellow you take me for.
I'm a rich, deluded fellow.
Your inference is backward.
Backward?
My trusty biographer records my greatest detecting achievements and chronicles them in the magazine.
You have a biographer, do you?
Doesn't everyone? Mine goes by the name Dr. Wilson, presently keeping shop in London.
Definitely not dead in Tokyo. Dr. Wilson.
I must say, thanks to that publication, I've been fantastically busy of late. By this moment, I'm returning from Asia, having solved the mystery of a cursed royal crown.
Really? I can't work out whether I should take this man seriously or not.
Don't.
Yeah.
Deduction, you see, is to me a science, logical reasoning in its purest form.
A science?
Really?
The astute observer notices even the most subtle of reactions in his subject. A furtive glance, a twitch of a muscle, a slight inclination of the posture. Fingernails, arm sleeves, furrows in the skin, all these things are data.
Right.
And the trained logician makes deductions from his data in the blink of an eye. The ultimate conclusion is, without fail, the truth. As I demonstrated only a few short moments ago.
How can you look me in the eye and claim that?
So you see, I have a turn both for observation and for deduction and fame. That is what makes me the one and only Sherlock Holmes.
Kazuma's death. Have you managed to deduce anything about this particular case yet?
Have I managed to deduce anything, my dear fellow? Who do you suppose discovered the culprit in the most cunning hiding place? That's right. It was none other than the great detective before you now, Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, I see. In other words... God damn it.
Drink.
I mean, it's not because of him.
When I became anxious about Kazuma-sama this morning, I summoned all the crew members to force the cabin door open.
The entire ship, every crew member.
And I concealed myself among their numbers, gaining entry to the scene of the crime. How could you conceal yourself like that? Yes, luckily for everyone, the great detective, Sherlock Holmes, was on board. And the handcuffs seemed to be an excellent fit, Mr. Naruto.
Mr. Naruto. Ah.
Yes. The very moment I laid eyes on the scene, two facts were immediately apparent to me. One, he was dead, and two, I'm here.
Two, he's on a boat.
Yes.
Oh, really? Two facts, you say? Two facts. Mr. Sholmes, tell us, please, what two facts were apparent to you when you came to this cabin this morning?
But first, let us be precise. The two facts in question were immediately apparent to me.
Yeah, I get it, but what were they?
Allow me to elucidate. The two facts that I deduced from a mere
God.
momentary glance at the scene of the crime were as follows.
Yeah, things
The
that I
thing I'm
introduced
about to
immediately.
say
Things that I
is
introduced.
this.
Yeah, things that I discovered within a short period of time. And the things that were quickly obvious to me.
Number one, the cabin was locked from within, rendering escape of the culprit out of the question. And number two, the victim was Russian and killed following a dispute with an acquaintance.
Hold on, Mr. Sholmes. What do you think the victim was Russian? The katana?
Observe the dying message left by the victim on the floor.
The guy is not. You look at him. He's Japanese.
I mean, I guess, like,
He's very progressive.
there are probably... that Russian word for wardrobe.
Do you really think the Kazuma-sama could have left a dying message in Russian?
In their final moments, many find their native tongue filling their head for this young man Russian.
Kazuma was Russian. Was he? Oh my god, seriously.
Initially, I considered Garderob may be the name of the killer. A certain Robert Gardet, perhaps. But in the interest of thoroughness, I decided it would be wrong not to look inside the wardrobe there at least.
Where you find Mr. Naruto sleeping soundly.
Quite so. I found you, the renowned Russian revolutionary killer.
Okay, I'm betting that Kazuma like drugged us or something, so that we would be asleep while he dealt with whatever like mission he was on, or something, and that's why we were. That's why Naruto is like he blacked out the previous night or something like that.
It explains why like Kazuma wouldn't eat the chicken and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is that I'm Russian too?
I observed that you were wearing the same attire as the victim. In other words, you were acquainted. And if my memory serves, that outfit is the traditional dress of the Russian people.
Yes.
Our school uniforms are traditional dress of the Russian people? I had no idea.
And I had no idea detective could get something so wrong.
I took a photograph of the victim and the message that I might analyze for its purpose, possible hidden detail. This was taken immediately after the young man was discovered, before the body was removed.
Yes, Kazuma had already been taken away when I woke up. This is the first time I've actually seen him like this.
I'm sure his headband is still waving in the afterlife.
Just have his body on the examination table, and the headband is just like waving around, like one of those inflatable arm guys.
Oh my god.
Are you Mr.
Oh, yeah, thank you. The photograph of the crime scene has been entered into the court record. Can I ask you something, Mr. Sholmes? I'm gonna look at the court record and see if there's anything going on here. I don't see anything yet. Yeah, I don't see anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
What, pray?
You mentioned Russia before as well, didn't you? You know, when you said I was a fearsome revolutionary fleeing from Russia and all that?
The train of reasoning that led me to the truth.
Do you mind explaining that train of reasoning to me, do you think?
Certainly. If it interests you. I have no idea.
How many times I'm not Russian and I don't speak Russian? Or deduction just now. Can we talk about your deduction before? The things you concluded about me, I mean?
but how famously accurate, troubling predicament you find yourself in.
Actually, it was the other details that I was more hoping to discuss. You know, the merciless Russian revolutionary and assassin of 16 part.
The more sordid details. It was a very commonplace deduction.
Russian assassins are a dime a dozen.
Here we have this morning's paper. The main headline reads...
Wait, how'd you get the morning paper on a boat?
Oh, I actually know this, and I don't know why, but I actually know the result of this case.
How? Was it in the Yahtzee review or something?
No, I've seen it like in a clip of somewhere, and it was like making fun of like why like it was Legal Eagle. It was in one of his reviews of these games. He like points out like how ridiculous. Revolutionary Violin Borskin flees Russia via Shanghai.
It's definitely villain Bolshevik.
Sorry,
like the Bolshevik.
Yeah. This vessel made a port call at Shanghai yesterday, and last night the young Russian was murdered.
Since when was Kazuma a Russian?
It sounds like Mr. Sholmes has concluded he was Russian because of what Kazuma-sama wrote on the floor.
Actually, I don't know if it was a legal thing. It was something I watched, but yeah, it's like absurd. It was a simple act of reasoning to realize the culprit of this crime was the same merciless revolutionary. One who would kill the very man who helped him to escape after his true identity was discovered. Yes, you, villain Bolshevik.
No. How could it be me? I don't look anything like this man. Just look at his face.
Well, you are fearsome revolutionary after all. Therefore, you have no doubt learnt to revolutionize your appearance as well. God.
Seize the means of disguise. Oh, please.
Yes. And I might add, your name does not appear on the ship's passenger list. Need I say more?
Well, that's because I'm a stowaway.
What about the other details? The 16 victims of assassination and blowing up the Crystal Tower?
Ah, yes. The journalist clearly interviewed the man and printed all those particulars in the article. The deeds the man has perpetrated thus far and those he is plotting. Yes, everything about this revolutionary Bolshevik was included. There could be no mistake.
Do revolutionaries usually agree to interviews with newspaper reporters, I wonder?
They just go to Twitter, I think, normally. And what about the part where you just thought I was just returning from Afghanistan?
Also, quite clearly stated here in the article. Bolshevik has recently returned after a period of subversive activities in a war-torn region of Afghanistan.
Too soon. Where even is it anyway? This Afghanistan place, whatever. Nothing important could happen there.
A question many Americans still don't have an answer to.
Yeah.
Here, take the paper for yourself as a little memento of this great deduction.
I remember it in like 2003. My dad must have seen something on the news, about how like only like 10% of Americans can find the Middle East on a map. And he got like a world map, and he asked us to like find countries on it. And like I didn't know where Iraq was, but like I knew like the general neighborhood. But like I knew like where the U.S. was and like where all the countries that we lived in were. So he was like, all right, good enough.
Like 12.
Yeah, but it
or 13.
Yeah, it was something like only like 40% of Americans could even find the United States on a map. Like something ridiculous like that. No, thank you.
I've absorbed all the lists, all that is of interest to me within its pages, but I see no rubbish bin nearby.
Oh, I don't actually have it yet. Okay. The article about Revolutionary has been entered into the court record.
And you may find the article on the back page of Interest as well. It's the funnies!
I'm afraid I can't read a word of Russian.
No, me neither. I have no idea what any of this says.
The pair of you floundering is a sorry sight. Allow me to offer some assistance.
I can't believe Russians can't read Russian.
The article on the front page of the newspaper is concerned with a fearsome Russian revolutionary. You!
Yeah.
It reads, Revolutionary villain Bolshevik flees Russia via Shanghai.
Yes, you told us that before.
It reveals also that those who see the man's beard with their own eyes never live to tell the tale.
But you are clean shaven.
Oh my goodness, he is fearsome.
Well, presumably the newspaper photographer was alright, wasn't he?
The solution is obvious, of course. If he despises his beard to that degree, he need only shave it off.
I'm not quite sure that's the problem, Mr. Sholmes.
That looks... this is interesting.
Have you found something relevant?
Well, no, I mean, it looks like it might be interesting.
I can't read a single word, I'm afraid.
Is that the killer from the first case?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. No? Oh, nor can I, but look at this picture. Perhaps it's about a beautiful young Russian princess, do you think? I'm sure she'll have a long, happy life ahead of her.
She is very pretty, isn't she? I suppose you enjoy articles like this, do you?
Yeah,
No, it's
just for the articles.
Not of
Yeah.
princesses.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't make any sense of it.
I'm glad you've noticed this article. Allow me to give you a short summary of its contents.
Oh, thank you. He pops up everywhere, this Mr. Schultz.
It's about the disappearance of a young lady last night. Renowned prima ballerina of the Novovich Ballet disappears from Shanghai. During a performance in Shanghai, the famous dancer was reported missing. She is, of course, the talented young Nikolina Pavlova. There we go.
Why are Russian names so hard to remember?
It would appear the woman was in costume when she was found to be missing from her dressing. Wearing the diamond tiara you see pictured, which is worth some 20,000 rubles.
And I'm
So
sure
$3.
this will be a complete red herring and will never come up ever again. Will really not be relevant to solving this case. Oh, how much is 20,000 rubles?
Yeah, but I'm quite sure it's worth nothing. It must be an unbelievable sum of money.
Susan's eyes are shining like diamonds themselves.
The tiara is property of the Novovich Ballet. It would seem the director is beside herself with worry.
So I'm not surprised.
The company is most anxious to recover both Miss Pavlova and the valuable tiara. They have requested international assistance in all ports, with sailings to Great Britain.
Oh, that's basically every port. Alright.
So the world.
Yeah, everybody look at this tiara.
Could this be another case of a Russian fleeing his or her country?
Why would anyone
Like
want
us?
to flee Great Mother Russia? The superior country. Does seem to be the Russian thing to do.
I'm not even going to dignify without response, Mr. Naruhodo.
Whoa, you suddenly upset.
I finally figured out how to pronounce his last name.
It's the same thing, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I like how you could tell that the tiara is laid over a separate image. Do you see how how much it stands out? Yeah.
Yeah. And you may find...
Sorry. On the back? Oh, weird.
Cast your eyes over it sometime if the interest takes you, though you may need someone to interpret.
Even though I suspect you are Russian.
Yes.
It's all written in Russian. I couldn't help to read it. But I suppose it wouldn't hurt just to glance at the article. Maybe there might be a picture or two. I already did this. What you were just investigating. Before we started talking, you were examining Kazuma's desk, weren't you?
Kazuma? Ah, yes, the victim.
Did you notice anything useful? At all?
Observe for a moment the desktop of the victim. Ah, Windows 95. We see that the victim was engaged in penning some text.
London Diary. Kazuma was keeping notes of the trip. Ah, but I don't think you should read his private writings. It could upset people.
Tragic. And something you ought to perhaps elucidate before the act of reading.
You mean you've read it already?
It's my business to know what other people do not. Yes. Believe it or not, I know a smattering of Japanese. Andrew, are you talking?
No, okay. Sorry about that. So, Stan, aren't you going to throw the detective with one of your trademark takedowns?
I'm sorry, Naruhodo-san. What on earth do you mean?
Well, life is so unfair.
Anyway, to return to the matter at hand, namely, this diary belongs to the victim. It would appear the final sentence is incomplete, as if the author were cut short. Tell me, what is the nature of the writing? Pray be precise as to the details.
No, but I thought you knew Japanese.
A smattering, dear boy, a smattering. I know how to ask where the geisha is.
Yeah.
Sayonara, bonsai, mikado, nadanado. I trust you're suitably impressed.
Ha.
But this diary is littered with complicated-looking characters of which I can read precisely none.
So what was that showing up on before then?
If you would be so kind as to show me, I would be happy to read it for you, Mr. Sholmes.
Oh, sure, we tried to read it. We get thrown to the floor and she'll just read it for him.
Yeah. I'm much obliged, my dear madam.
The final entry here in Kazuma-sama's diary consists of just 2 short sentences. The first reads,
Boy, I hope that he doesn't kill me. Oh no, he's killing me.
1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound.
A whistling sound.
These are very deep waters. Pray go on.
The second sentence reads, 1:35 a.m. What looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill.
It's gotta be the tiara or something. Or the snake from the intro. I don't know.
The forward.
Yeah. A speckled band? What on earth does that mean?
I have no idea. I've never heard that expression before.
The ventilator grill, you say? The man was presumably referring to the lattice there on the wall, which connects to the adjoining cabin.
Yes, the adjoining cabin. Diary's been added to the record. Should check that out. Oh, that's great.
So, I believe I've given you enough to consider for the time being, at least.
What does this say? Oh, that's it.
Do you have somewhere to go?
As it happens, the victim's writing in his diary have piqued my interest. The matter warrants further investigation, I believe, and if I'm still too long, the seasickness takes hold.
Oh, I suppose. You're thinking of investigating the cabin next door, which the ventilator connects to?
Great detectives are a curious breed. Our minds revel in stagnation. We crave mental exhalation. So yes, I intend to investigate. Hence, the truth will become clear soon enough.
Do you think perhaps that we could go with you?
No, that would be somewhat complicated.
What? But why?
A simple glance at your wrist should reveal that answer.
There we go.
Drink.
Oh, these.
After all, you're the prime suspect in this matter. No?
There's no point trying to turn it into a question. You're the one who decided I was the culprit in the first place.
Whatever do you mean? I have no recollection of naming you as the culprit at any point.
What?
What?
You must be joking. You just said it only a moment ago.
Dear me, you are clearly misguided. I would have no cause to say such a thing.
What the fuck?
Well, actually, Mr. Sholmes, I did hear you say that, too.
You're quite sure? Well, that's very strange. I wouldn't have said you had the face of a criminal, you know. Not really.
So what? Were you looking at my knees before? Some great detective you are.
Well, anyway, that was then and this is now.
What do you mean?
What I mean, sir, is this. If you are the culprit, then you must play the part more convincingly. Roll over and accept your fate.
I was just being plain rude.
I'm so confused.
And off he goes, having just laughed in my face. His sense of humor is as twisted as his name.
Naruto-san, what are you just standing there for? We must go and investigate the cabin next door as well.
Aren't you forgetting something? Here comes my hands. What about this?
Drink.
Hi-ya!
What the fuck?
After Kazuma-san has spent his time struggling to leave us a clue, you're willing to give up?
Damn it.
You're just going to roll over and accept your fate?
But like 10 minutes ago, you thought that we were the killer.
Yeah. As if you gave me any choice in the rolling over part. I think we still have some investigation to finish off in here first, don't we? Let's carry on examining what we can in this cabin while we wait for a chance to slip next door. God, why? The situation doesn't look good for me, but there are still things I can do to help myself. I owe it to Kazuma to do everything I can to find a way out of this. Bring the real culprit to justice. Oh. Is that?
There's something.
Oh no, it's just that crewman standing by the door. I can't help feeling like I've seen him somewhere before. Somewhere on this boat that we're all trapped on.
Oh, yeah. He does look familiar. Excuse me, sir.
Yes? What can I do for you? Oh.
Oh my god.
I recognize that face, but it can't be. It is!
I didn't know you were here, Inspector Hosonaga!
Jake is like, get this man to a doctor. He's still coughing. Hello again. What are you doing here? I think that should be my line. I was so stunned when I saw you, my heart stopped. I died. That makes you a double murderer.
Nearly stopped, I hope.
I received some special orders to go undercover as a member of the crew aboard this ship. Technically, I think this is actual spying at this point, and I could be killed freely by any government. This is an act of war.
He's actually the Russian spy.
Oh my god, this whole time. Again?
You certainly seem to enjoy undercover work, Inspector.
If there's anything I can do to help you, please ask. I never expected to see this man on board. Perhaps his presence can help me out of this hopeless situation. So what are your special orders this time, Inspector?
Yeah, and as a member of the crew.
I'm so sorry. What? This is all my fault. I take full responsibility. For what? My orders were to act as Asogi-san's bodyguard. Well, you sure fucked that one up. It was Minister of Justice Jigoku who pushed for this overseas study tour to go ahead. And he entrusted me with ensuring that Asogi-san reached Great Britain without being assassinated. My one job. Assassinated? How? How can that even be a possibility? I'm not sure. But these are complicated times. There are tensions between the world's greatest powers. Minister Jigoku said we should be prepared for all eventualities. This is incredible.
I don't... 'Cause...
Obviously, we couldn't give him a visible security escort. Which is why I'm undercover now, posing as one of the crew.
See.
And I didn't take my eyes off him the entire time we've been on board. From morning until night, every day. Well, but I never imagined it would happen here, inside his own cabin. Out here on the first class deck. I failed miserably at my assignment, and Asogi-san is dead. As a result. I'm a disgrace.
Now, do you think he's
apologize?
Actually dead?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Inspector. So, if there's anything at all that I can do to help now, just say the word. Yeah, it's similar in the very first game. You have a mentor who teaches you how to be a lawyer in the tutorial mission, and then she dies immediately in the next mission.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like a similar intro. We're doing what we can to investigate Kazuma's death ourselves. I thought you might be. You didn't do it, did you? You're not the killer? Of course not!
We'd really like to investigate the cabin next door.
Yeah, so we need to be allowed out of this cabin. I'm sorry. What? You've been deemed a risk to the ship's safety. You asked me for one thing and I can't do it. I'm useless. If you move to even touch the handle of the cabin door. That stormy-looking seaman there would surely snap your neck in two. I suppose I'm not just a stowaway now, they think I'm a murderer as well.
Welcome to the game.
Yeah. Would it be possible to give me something to work with, do you think? I'm going to need something persuasive.
What do you mean?
If I had a solid reason why the expert cabin should be investigated, for example. I'd do everything I could to persuade the captain to allow it. Really, I'd lay my life on the line if I had to. But I don't see how...
There may...
What? Really?
Think of how you tried to persuade me for your innocence, Naruhodo-san. By presenting me with a piece of evidence that you already had in your possession.
Evidence?
It's just the same as when you were in court. You must have done it many times during your trial. Simply select the
Present.
panel and choose some evidence that Inspector Hosonaga could use.
Evidence that would give us a viable reason to investigate the next door cabin, is it? Alright, yes, I think I might know what we can use. I bet it's the diary, because I mentioned the van. So let's see if I can present the detective with the evidence he needs to persuade the captain. Wait, there's no present button. Is it here? Okay. What's that? It's Kazuma's diary.
Just Kazuma-sama wrote something rather strange in his diary.
Strange? In what way?
He wrote, what looks like some kind of spectacled band is dangling from the ventilator grill.
A speckled band? That is strange. Yeah, we're just trying to figure out what he meant by that. What I'd like to know is... Don't tell me. The ventilator, is it?
You're very astute, Inspector.
The ventilator clearly joins the next door cabin. Joins to the next door cabin. That's right, so if we could investigate in there, we might be able to work out what the speckled band was. Alright then. I can't leave this cabin at the moment. I'm stuck here until we arrive at the next port. What? Captain has given me strict orders to guard the scene of the crime, you see. I'll have to entrust the investigation to you. Wait, so we can leave, but he can't?
Yes.
What the fuck? This... Oh my god.
Really? You're willing to do that?
Yes, as long as you don't leave the first-class cabin area. I'm afraid I can't remove those handcuffs, though. Oh, here they come. Here come the hands. But what about the captain? Aren't you going against his direct orders? Cough, cough. I'm a man of my word. And I promise you that I'll lay my life on the line if that's what it takes to convince the captain. After all, I failed to keep Asogi-san safe. This is the least I can do. Thanks.
See production, Naruhodo-san. Just select
Move.
and we can cabin last.
Move. Alright, let's see what we can find out. We have the cabin, and we have the first-class passageway. There's a giant mousetrap outside of our door. 9th of January, 7:48 a.m. SS Buria, first-class cabin passageway.
Dum-dum.
Dum-dum. Ooh, I'm finally out of that cabin. I have to admit, this isn't quite what I was expecting. It's less spacious out here than I thought it would be, and this is the most luxurious accommodation.
Indeed. Kazuma-sama was being sent on this study tour by the government. That's why he was being put up in a first-class cabin. Even still, this is about twice as large as my accommodations at steerage.
Really? That must be awful. Oh my God. Just the crewman keeping watch, and he looks enormous, even if he is sitting down. What is with this guy's like sunburns, by the way? Like, it's like he slept like in a jail or something, and the bars blocked half of his sunburn.
The door next to him leads to second-class accommodation. I suppose he's making sure that no one comes in here who shouldn't.
I suppose. Like people in handcuffs?
Naruhodo-san, You look like a little boy visiting a toy shop for the first time.
In
In handcuffs. I would have thought you'd be used to the ship by now. We've been at sea for 2 weeks already.
I've been locked in that room for 2 weeks. I have not seen the sun. I have no idea the passage of time. I have lost my mind.
Yes.
Well, yes, I know, but the thing is, I was inside Kazuma's trunk when I first came aboard. And ever since then, I've been shut up inside that little wardrobe.
It must have been a very trying time for you.
In these trying times, we're all stuck in the same... Oh my god, we're all stuck in the same room. Holy shit. They knew. Please, don't give me that pitying look. Alright. Check out this mousetrap.
Oh, trap for catching mice.
Yes, we have plenty of those back home in Japan. Although they seem to be using a lump of chalk or something as bait.
Let me see. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. Cheese. It's made from the milk of cows.
Cheese? I wonder what that tastes like.
Cheese.
Yeah.
You can't eat it, Naruhodo-san. The trap will snap shut on your fingers.
Really? But... Ha! I suppose you're right.
You weren't actually going to try it, were you?
All I've had to eat for the past couple of weeks is Kazuma's leftovers. You don't know how hungry I've been in that wardrobe.
Poor you. I'll find a little snack for you later.
It'll be your last meal before you get executed. First class cabin number 1. Yes, that's our cabin.
Not our cabin, it's Kazuma-sama's.
Sorry?
Your accommodation is confined to the wardrobe inside the cabin.
You know how to make a stowaway feel small, don't you? Smallest wardrobe I've been calling home. Where is he going to the bathroom?
These cabins are all the finest on the ship.
Where is the bathroom? Where is he going to the bathroom?
Probably just like a pot,
Yeah, I guess.
which is disgusting.
Yeah.
My cabin and steerage is number 539, by the way.
How big is this boat? 500 and... How many cabins are there? What do you think this is? It's a very pleasing shape, isn't it?
Hmm.
That's the emergency alarm. It's probably best not to touch it.
Oh, an alarm.
It says, press only in times of emergency. It looks as though it sets alarm bells ringing all over the ship and brings the vessel to a complete stop.
What? You can stop the boat with it?
What are you doing, Naruhodo-san? You mustn't touch it!
But this is an emergency situation. Just look at these handcuffs. Look at them. Look at them.
Drink.
Yeah.
If you were to bring the vessel to a standstill for no good reason, you'd be in an even worse situation.
I wish everything would just stop. The ship included.
Kill me.
Yeah.
If you do something foolish, at least make it something that doesn't affect anyone else.
Yeah, just kill yourself in like a quiet way, alright? Don't get in the way.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Jeez. This is it. This is the cabin next to ours. The one the ventilator connects to.
Yeah, the ventilator from which Kazuma-sama wrote that he saw a speckled band emerging.
Maybe whoever's in this cabin can help solve that particular mystery. Let's ask. Oh, excuse me, we need to get inside this cabin here. That man's shirt
The
is
sailors
too small.
speak volumes. They're clearly saying, keep out.
That's what I wrote on the sign we put over the wardrobe doors. Although this man's version is definitely more effective.
It doesn't look like he's going to let us pass.
That's a problem. I'll have to kill him too to get past. I mean... What? He's teleporting! Ship section. This looks like a planet of the SS Buria. It shows each deck. Look.
The very large-scale steamship with a triple-skimmed hull. What a marvel of engineering!
It's unsinkable, I say. Well, it's been playing on my mind for a while now, actually, but how's it such a huge lump of metal doesn't just sink to the bottom of the ocean? What even is buoyancy?
That's really quite simple, Naruhodo-san.
It is.
Allow me to explain the physics of buoyancy and displacement to you. Well, consider the Japanese archipelago.
The islands of Japan? This is gonna be really dumb, isn't it?
Yes, they're not metal, but they are enormous lumps of earth, many, many times larger than the ship.
And they don't float. They're connected.
If we put too many Marines on Guam, it'll tip over, John.
Oh my god.
See, they've been floating happily on the sea since the gods created them.
Well, I suppose so. That's not where I thought that was gonna go.
God.
Oh my god. Alright, let's check out the ship protocols. It's a huge book on top of the table there. There's a pen next to it.
Yeah, it's like the ship's log.
Shall we have a little look through it?
The writing is so neat and precise, every detail about the voyage has been meticulously recorded.
You wouldn't expect a rough and ready sailor to have such beautiful handwriting. Jakes, but the island thing, Jakes is Susato is using it just 10% of her brain.
Oh my god.
And nothing. No reaction at all. I thought you might appreciate the compliment.
I'm not rough and ready is much of a compliment, Naruhodo-san. Even to a sailor.
I'm rough and ready. For sailors.
Anyway, last night's log is mostly blank. Presumably that means there was nothing to report.
Wow, took my line.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, I'm sorry. Oh, damn. I was hoping that there was going to be like an actual report because I was going to read it as like Captain Kirk. Like,
well, I'm sure we'll see the captain of this ship.
oh, yes. I will be the captain.
Yeah.
That's the way the second-class area of the ship. Is something wrong?
I was thinking about making a run for it, just for a moment. Things aren't exactly going well for me. God damn it.
Drake.
We see this like 20 times.
I might be wrong, but imagine the moment you reach for the handle of the door. That burly seaman would surely shoot your
Burly
head.
seaman.
Oh dear, I'm sorry. Perhaps I went a little too far there.
No, I started with my target running away. And there's no way I could run away while Kazuma's death remains a mystery anyway. Well, I guess we're talking to this guy. In his too small shirt. Excuse me, but could I ask you something? You little stowaway murderer.
Oh, are you going to do him?
I thought you were doing a lot. I can do him, or if you want to do him, it's up to you.
Well, because I did the other sailor.
Okay.
But yes, no, you please do this one.
Okay. You little stowaway murderer. That wasn't a good start, was it?
Was it?
Oh, that's shit. Why did they put her on screen?
I don't know, dude.
Alright, let me try instead. Good day, Mr. Sailor. I'm so sorry to trouble you, but could I perhaps ask you something?
No. You little third-class ladies' maid?
Oh.
We seem to have caught this sailor on a bad day, Susato-san. And I'm gonna... There's a bot in my chat. I'm gonna ban him real quick. Stand by. If I can remember how to type. No, oh my god. There. No. Hold on. his name here. Got him. Alright. I am not sailor. My mother gave me name. I am senior crewman Biff Stroganoff. Or beef, yeah. Stroganoff. Ooh, the best thing is just to avoid eye contact, I think. First class cabin area. Mr. Stroganoff, about this first class cabin area. Here we are in the finest part of Burya's steamship, for very important persons. What sort of very important persons? Governmental officials, kings and queens traveling in secret. Many important persons. That is why I'm always guarding this place. Gosh, that's amazing. But somehow I let stupid stowaway inside. I want to pick you up and throw you in ocean. But Stroganoff is not animal. It is dish. Thank you.
If I may, I was wondering... Is the cabin next to Mr. Asogi's currently occupied?
Da!
Susanoo-san?
Damn
wait,
it, John.
that's you.
Susanoo-san, did you understand that? And they keep putting her on screen.
It sounded like da. I think it's probably Russian for yes or no.
Genius. It is not permitted to visit other cabins without invitation. Well, it sounds like there's somebody in the next door cabin at least.
Yes, it's tantalizing.
Could you tell us who's traveling in the cabin next to Mr. Asogi's? His name is Mr. Grimsby Roylott. He is very important Western gentleman. A Western gentleman? Do not think about it. He has nothing to do with the murder of student boy. How can you be so sure about that? Mr. Roylott is authentic Western gentleman. Such a man would have no interest in lowly student from insignificant Far East Islands. That was harsh.
Could you tell us why Mr. Roylott came aboard?
That is not your business. Come to think of it, even though we've been at sea for 2 weeks now, and I've been in Kazuma's cabin the entire time, I've never once heard anything from the next door cabin, or even felt like there's anyone there.
Well, presumably, since this gentleman has occupied one of the first-class cabins, he must be rather important, is that right?
That is not your business. Are you on watch here all the time, Seaman Stroganoff? Da, all time. So criminals like you cannot come in or get out.
I wonder, could you tell us anything about last night at all?
It is sad about student boy. Were you on watch last night as well? Of course. And did you notice anything at the time? Anything unusual? Yet. Or I don't know how you say that. Yet. Susanoo-san, did you understand that?
It was clearly a no.
Okay, so that must be Anya. That I don't know what the H is necessarily. I saw nothing unusual, nothing at all. And you didn't hear any strange noises or sense anything was wrong in some way?
Oh, can you like?
No. I'm sure they'll point it out, but I don't have any like way to stop him there.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry. I'm not so sure. I could have sworn that he wouldn't catch my eye for a moment there. Beef Stroganoff is a very bad liar. This is enough. I cannot say more now. That was German for a little bit there. Oh. It is time for me to report to Captain. You must return to cabin. Yeah, alright. Bulkhead to second class area is staying locked at all times. You escape when the lobster whistles on top of the mountain, or as English say, when the pigs fly. Yes, I understand. Is that a real saying? The lobster whistles on top of the mountain.
I want it to be.
Good, now we can investigate this area properly, shall we?
Definitely. Okay, well, we're at about the 2-hour mark. That's something we should save here and pick up.
Sounds good. Oh my god.
Well, we're still in the, like, investigation part, obviously, but, like, I feel like it's moving it doesn't feel quite as painful as the last 2 episodes. Like, there's been a lot of repeating, but, like, we've seen lots of different people, and, like, we're still learning new things about what's going on.
Yeah.
So, like, it was definitely a lot easier to get through. Jake says that the next part introduces a coolish new mechanic, so that's hype.
Ooh.
Yeah, so can you do Sunday?
Yes.
Cool, then we'll do Sunday.
Excellent.
Alright. And that being said, we're gonna be done. Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.